Hello everyone, T-Man978. Welcome to another show review. This time it's going to be G.I. Joe 25th Anniversary, Xamot and Tomax. Now, I just watched the cartoon again. I remember these guys from the cartoon. I remember them mostly working in the background. They did get into the fight sometimes, but they were kind of like pretty boys, but they were like the business end of Cobra, where they actually had like a legit business. But in the cartoon, Xamot has a scar on his face, but it's on this cheek, and this shoulder piece right here is on that side. So I don't know whether this is a toy accurate thing or they just screwed up, because the scar, it wasn't on that side on the cartoon. So that's frustrating, having seen the cartoon again, to remind myself, because I couldn't remember who was who. Another quirk they had is they would finish each other's sentences constantly. And when one felt pain, the other felt pain. But, you know what? Let's go with Tomax right here. Show you the articulation, and then I'll zoom in on Xamot to show you the details. But their heads, just like Bazooka that I reviewed earlier, the head is just on the ball joint. You don't get much of anything out of that besides swivel. Shoulders are on the rotation there, and the hinge going up that high. Their arms come in a lot, and their elbows are on the swivel hinge, bending about 90 degrees. Wrists rotate, and then they have the diaphragm right here. So you get this much back, that much forward. You can rotate and go side to side pivot and do like I have them pose right here. This piece right here is halfway a floating piece. No, it's all the way a floating piece, and the armor is attached to this. They both come with these green guns right here. And both hands are put in like a trigger finger pose. But I'm just realizing they have metal pin ball joints right there in the hips. So the legs can go out that far. Come forward. Go back a little bit. They have the double jointed elbows, like I was mentioning in Bazooka's review. And they have the hinge swivel. Doesn't really go forward that much because of the shape of the armor right here, but they definitely go back. To get in on the details, their faces are identical, but their hair is parted on the opposite sides. So it's like they're mirror images of each other. If they're looking at each other, their details are on the opposite side. But you can see the scar right there on Xamot's face. These shoulder pieces are notorious for popping off. It just clips right back on though. Here are the Cobra details. Even their little knives, they're fake knives on the opposite side, and that doesn't come off. Neither does this little tiny fake gun that's just for show. But look at that. They were the leaders of the Crimson Guard apparently, and not a lot of the people in Cobra had like serious Cobra gear. So I really used to like their outfits. That's what I remember about them. But I was talking about how Bazooka is a little bit bulkier, so that's why he didn't get the double jointed elbows. So here they are beside him. You can see he is definitely beefier and whatnot. But yeah, they're cool. They would be super cool if they had ankle pivot. Ankle pivot, double jointed elbows, and a neck hinge so they can look up more than that. But these things were retailing for about $7. They probably were like $6.99. But I constantly kept finding them for $5 at Walmart, and I was buying everything I could get back then for that $5. You know what? These were a part of a 2-pack. I can't remember if they came together or if they split them up and put them with other characters. However they came, the 2-pack came with a comic book. You got minimal weapons. I'm not even sure if you got their little identification cards. And I think those 2-packs were like $14.99. Back then, I used to think that was crazy expensive. But now, if they were to sell these, they'd be $12.99 a piece. So, yeah. Anyhow, I really like these things. I love the way they look. I like the paint on them. And my only issues are the lack of the articulation that I mentioned. But they're still good for what they were, especially coming out more than 12 years ago. Anywho, thank y'all for watching this video. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.